Good evening, peoples. Welcome to another edition of Cop Talk. Yeah, we're definitely back in the building. Gonna say big shouts goes out, Mr. VW. Nice of you to join us, sir.
Good evening, everyone. R.E. Blakey, good to see you guys.
Nice one, man. Dr. Blake, how we doing, sir?
I'm well, man. I'm well. It's been a good week.
Good. I see. He's at a different room now. I see a different picture in the background. Or you just changed the picture.
Nah, same pictures. I think. Actually, I don't even know. To be fair, who knows, bro? Who knows? The pictures just changed. Still, like you get me. Like the other half's an artist, isn't it? So there's always some kind of
okay
in the place. Still, yeah.
He's house watching, man.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. You got to be observant. You know what I mean? I might spot a Rembrandt or something. You get me?
And she's good still, man. I'll plug her website one day. Still, she's good.
Yeah,
still.
Man. Not a problem, bro. Not a problem. Yeah, man. Listen, we have to. Does she do portraits and that as well?
She does custom made pieces, but she's more like abstract art. But she can mix portraits into that. But guess her niche is more kind of abstract stuff still.
Go on. Okay. Glad to hear that. There's always some talent about. You know what I mean? I love to hear that.
Yeah. Because I can't draw or do any kind of painting to save my life, bro.
You know what? That is a talent I always wish I had.
100.
Love to be able to draw, man. Yeah. My big brother was a good artist as well.
I'd compare my painting ability to Darwin's finishing. Like, it just ain't there, bro. Just ain't there.
Effort. Lots of effort.
So we say it's erratic.
Yeah, lots up and down, isn't it?
It just ain't there, boy. It just ain't there. Ain't there. I tried.
I hear that. So, gentlemen, we played the Toon, boys. And I tell you what, beforehand, I was like, this is going to be a sticky game, man. Especially with how we've been playing. I was like, this is going to be a real sticky game. And then we went 1-0 down. And I was like, this is not going to end well for us, man. But I was going to say what happened, but some people are telling me that Ekatike happened, man. So how did you see it, gents, man?
Listen, first things first. Whoever is controlling the tactical direction of the Premier League at the moment needs to really think about it, because Eddie Howe basically was playing rugby. That first 25 minutes was basically like a rugby match. It was kicking for touch, long throwing, set piece. I was like, come on, this is ridiculous. Like, don't get me wrong, they were dangerous at it, but I thought our players actually stood up to it quite well. If I'm being real, like they created panic, but maybe the panic was more our lack of confidence in the players. But I just thought, we clearly struggled. Their tactics were blatantly, I guess, effective. So I feel like, for us to come through that opening half hour, concede the goal, and then come back, I thought was super, super impressive, man.
It wasn't even just come back, but we came back and gave them a clotting, bro.
Brought them up, yeah.
Yeah, neatly. I was quite impressed with that, I must say. Welcome on board, Stoney, my bro. How you doing?
I'm fine. It's like what Doctor was saying. It was like some. Pardon me?
You auditioning for a Pred spot?
I do apologize, but like what Doctor was saying, that was like some Jonah Lumo business throwback.
What up?
Yeah, and it's quite surprising knowing that how they've got especially in the cup final and how they played us and whatever and done us. I was like, it's quite surprised how they ended up playing. What do you think? What was Eddie Howe thinking?
I think one thing he does, he's good at mixing it up, and I think that's what we're seeing in terms of what he's trying to do. Mix it up in certain games, utilize the raw strength and the physicality of that team against a team like ourselves, who don't necessarily at this moment in time, we don't have a team built for that physical side of it. So I think it's a bit of rough and tumble, bit direct, up and at us, which we don't really usually adapt to or conform to or play against well. That's what my personal opinion is.
I think one of the players, I'm quite glad he wasn't playing actually, was Joe Linton and Wissa. I was quite surprised that he didn't start with Wissa, to be fair.
But in saying that, I thought Gordon is that false nine. I thought he was electric. Like,
Yeah, he was. He was.
I thought he was very, very, very good. So yeah, because I thought he would have started Vista as well. But yeah, I guess Gordon did look like he looked very good, and Joe Linton was injured. It'd be interesting to see how we would have coped with Joe Linton, because there's been certain games where like he has bodied us in it.
Yeah,
like,
he's just batting the man up straight. No long term.
And I know it was like a month ago now, but I'm still vexed over how like no one punched at Martinelli in it. I'm still vexed by that, because I tell you what,
You have Joe Linton in your team. It's going down.
Yeah, because I tell you what, people were laughing at João Pedro, because obviously when Traore turned on him, like there's that one angle where he's like, "No, bro," like he's shook. But I said to myself, you know what? The vast majority of players, when Traore pushes your player like that, they don't do nothing. They just find they find something else to do. So the fact that he actually pushed Traore in the first place to back his teammate, I said, you know what? I rate it in it, because it takes more courage to push a man who you're blatantly scared of than somebody who you got no fear for, in it. I rated it.
I don't know. I think it was just a heat of the moment.
I think a moment of madness.
Turned around, bro. Did you see him?
Stood his ground. He was shook.
He was shook.
Yeah. Pedro had a blackout. He had a blackout moment, right?
Yeah.
And then he lost his consciousness, and then he come back to himself. He come back to himself. He thought, "What's going on?"
Life, man. Like, it was mad, didn't it? You can see the fear in his face, isn't it?
Bro, I tell you. But can I talk about a player who I must say I have to take my hat off, man? Leave you me, Mr. Kanate. What a
yeah, 100%.
Perform, and just so fitting for him to get one as well. That was, man. I must say. What did you make of his performance, man?
Do you know what I think was quite interesting, Artie? And I'm really glad you've actually raised that, right? And I'm not going to speak about anybody else on the panel, and I'm speaking about myself as an individual, right? So we were speaking. I have spoken about mixed performances. I've spoken about the nature of him signing the contract. I've spoken about his contract expiring on the June 2026 this year. And we almost forget the other side of things that I don't know, right? And that could have been about him looking after himself and his family. So I'm just saying, when he scored that goal and everybody ran over to him, excluding Alisson.
Yeah, man, I love that.
RT, that was quite a touching moment. And more so afterwards, he gave the post interview as well. And for me, that was a reflective moment about me saying, you know what, we can look about people playing for Liverpool, but they're still human. I'm saying RT, that was a very, very, very touching moment for me, man.
No, definitely, man. I felt it for him, man. Trust me, because I really did.
Yeah, you can see the tears in himself and all the other players that know that him and himself have been through a lot. Very humbling, very humbling.
And I'm quite impressed that he turned around to Slot and said, I know that you're struggling with injuries and defenders, so you know what? I'm going to come back and play. That's big, man.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah, and I guess I wonder if it just underlies, you know, I know people might think some of us are slot defenders or slottists, but I wonder if it underlies what is going on at that club at the moment. There's a lot happening, you know, because we were all slating Kanate, thinking, boy, the contract, he's not playing, the Real Madrid's gone to his head. Not saying that hasn't played a part, we don't know, but you know, the fact that his dad wasn't well, remember he was away and then his dad passed away. Has his dad been ill for a little while? I don't know if that's come out yet. Maybe it won't. But these are factors what are affecting the team. And you don't know what other issues are affecting the team individually in their personal life. Not saying there is stuff, but there's been a lot happening at that club.
You just
over
never
the
know.
last 7 months. Yeah.
Good evening, Demas. Big shouts goes out to you. He says, good evening to all of us on the show. Nice to have you on board, man. I know you're smiling from ear to ear right now. Top of the league, top of the Champions League, and just put away Chelsea to make it to a cup final. It's looking good for you boys, man. Looking good for you boys. Can you get it over the line, though? That's the one. Can you do it? Do you really believe this year, Demas? Tell me, let me know in the comments. Do you really believe it's going to happen this year? Okay. Wirtz, again, man, putting those strings for us. I think he's coming into his own. I saw somewhere where they're speaking about he's put on about 5 pounds, and it's just basically solid muscle that he's put on. He's been working out to get up to speed. So he's been putting in that work to get up to speed with the game. It's starting to show now. Would you make of Mr. Wirtz now, man?
I think
been Sorry, go on, Stanley. Sorry.
No, sorry, Vinny. I'll wait, Vinny.
No. You go ahead, sir. You go ahead.
I think something that Verts has mentioned, RT, was about him not only climatizing to the Premiership, but also him, his own team and the Liverpool team, about him actually putting on weight. And I'm being honest, I'm not blessed with being able to be in the gym and find out what variables come with that from you putting on weight and still trying to manage, you know, your physical attributes, right? But what Verts has basically said was he's able to settle in with a Premiership, put on weight, and still being able to apply his skill set, right? So similar to what Vinny was saying, the fact that he's been able to do that at such a young age, I think we probably have to hold our hats off to him. Sometimes with Verts, as in he's playing, right? And this is me, right, by the way. I remember when I used to watch, oh my gosh, like Demas is gonna love this. I don't care. When I used to watch Özil play, when I used to watch Del Piero play, when I used to watch Totti play, and when I used to watch Yari Littman play, sometimes you've got players in a skill set, right, that are maybe not a 10 or a 9, but they're doing the pass before the goal, right? So watch this. When Bobby used to play for us, it wasn't necessarily about the stats. And I think sometimes so much things now about data and about them contributing towards a goal. But sometimes you can have players that have the skill set that are able to contribute to whatever we'll just say Slot is doing, the way we contribute. And I just feel Vert is just that guy. I managed to watch a post interview with Ekatike after the Newcastle game, and the way this young man was speaking about Verts, I think we're actually blessed, you know, at the moment. And you know, Artie, I know your initial thing was speaking about Vert. I think we're actually blessed with a young player that is not necessarily to do with data, but about to do with impact. And the way that he's slowly forming a playing relationship with Ekatike, I kind of like it at the moment, you know.
What? You're not alone, brother.
That's just me. That's just me.
Not alone. Before we get on there, I'll just say that Demas said he's 100% confident, especially if Liverpool beat Man City. Must admit that Wirtz is looking good. Okay. Fitzwarren Brighton. Ego says, greetings, gentlemen. Another season of instability, not addressing the root problem of defending with additional defenders. Coming from Fitzwarren. Okay. Doctor, what are you making? What are we saying about Wirtz, man?
Wirtz, listen, I've said for a while that I think in terms of potential and ceiling, I think Wirtz is the best of his position in world football. Hence, I was so excited when we signed him. I think what we're seeing, I think all the points that Stoney's made and previous people have made are correct. He's got used to the speed of the Premier League. He's put on a bit of weight, so maybe he's a bit more stronger. But I just think Wirtz is a unique type of attacking player. he's not like a Morgan Rogers. So like you can watch Aston Villa play, and they'll give Rogers the ball, and he'll go and do something. He'll take on a man, he'll shoot, he'll score. Like Verts is one of these guys who just impacts the game and then it's quiet for the rest of the game. Like Verts is the kind of player who you've got to run your game through Verts. He's a proper old school schemer. He needs multiple touches. You see when he was in by Leverkusen, he's the one who you basically organize the game through. There's no point just trying to fit Florian Verts into what you're doing. You basically got to fit what you're doing around him. Well, if not, you sign someone else. There's multiple other number 10s who you could sign if you just want basically someone to replicate a bit more with what, say, like Szoboszlai was doing. Hence why start of the season when we were playing Verts number 10 and he's having to cover more defensively and do what Don was doing. I was just like, we're going to spend 160 million pounds on this player. You've got to play to his strengths. You don't try and make him a runner, defensive guy. Like you basically just got to feed the ball through him. And I just think now we're doing that. We're seeing him coming alive. He's a player who needs multiple touches because he will basically organize the team. He's his level. It's almost like his IQ. It's almost like he's almost like 2 minutes in the future. Where he's just like, give me the ball, you move, and this is going to end up happening. And you can just see his level of intelligence is through the roof, but it just needs the player just to give him the ball and move. Like, so I thought one of the key things, I thought Cody Gakpo was really, really good and helped Verts because rather than each time Verts gets in the ball, like you're just trying to shoot, just keep the ball flowing, keep the ball in circulation. And so I thought it was one of Cody's better games because he wasn't trying to shoot all the time. So
I think he's been watching the show.
Well, hopefully. I just feel like then you've got just like a maverick like Verts, who is just such a talented player. You just gotta just like everyone just submit and just say, if we give him the keys, then we'll get there. Yeah, and I think now you're seeing that, and yeah, it's coming to life, man.
Yeah, man. So
special player.
Verts.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to add. I don't think there's much more I can add to what Stoney and Dr. Blake have said, but superlative, isn't it? What's coming through now, what we're seeing. I mean, it's always been said throughout the game, right from the start of the season, that people can see what he's doing, what he's capable of doing. It just wasn't coming off. Now it's coming off. People are starting to go, all right, now we see where the money's been invested. Now we see the truth what's coming out about this player. So I think it's a very exciting buy. I think, and I'm sure you're going to come on to him next, I think the link up with him and Ekatike is just, he's already becoming the fan favorite, isn't he? Already.
Definitely.
Because 100%. There's just something about him.
100%.
It's not just the goal scoring ability, it's the personality, isn't it? You warm to him. So, yeah, I don't want to jump off topic too quickly, but it's going to be interesting. Isaac and Ekatike, how that's going to work.
Very
because
interesting.
If I'm Isaac sitting down watching, it's a great problem to have, but it's a great problem as long as someone who ain't getting played don't start causing a problem.
Yeah.
And Isaac must be sitting there thinking, boy, I'm trying to get fit, but will I even get in when I am fit?
Well, this is it. You know what I like about Ekatike? Because, yeah, we definitely are going to talk about him.
Yeah.
He's looking at that guy. He's like, give me the ball. I'm going to make something happen for you lot. Don't worry. Don't worry, man. I've got this. You understand? I'm loving that kind of attitude. And he's ball, it's the carefree way. And he scares defenders because you know what? He's direct. I like that. He wants to go at you. And this is what defenders don't like. They don't like people like that. When you're going to turn your back and you know what, you're holding up the ball and passing it back, light work for them. They love that all day long. But when you're going to go at them, and especially in and around near the box, they don't like that, man. They don't like it. I'm glad we need people like that.
Serious player, man.
Yeah, man.
And I think, and what's nice about him as well, I wouldn't say nice, but he's obviously got a very special mentality in a way that maybe even slightly different to some of the other players, because I think it was noticeable that out of the new players, the squad players last year, the starters last year, the legends that we got in the team. He was the one player that came in from the start and was just on levels.
Yes.
Whatever was happening at the club, training ground, Jota, whatever, he just wasn't impacted at all.
From pre-season.
Yeah, come in just level straight away. Like, give me the ball.
That's right. Give me the ball.
But,
yeah, man. I'm telling you.
But you know what, Doctor? I wonder how players are able to do that. You know, it's like, I'm giving an example. Sometimes players may come to Liverpool. Our main focus is on Liverpool. And the shirt seems to be quite heavy on the shoulders. But this player's come and it hasn't been heavy. And he's been respectable. And he's been able to deliver. How do players do that?
Bro,
I think he was helped. Man. I think he was helped by having the big signings of Isak and Wirtz, and him being more of an unknown entity, basically. So I think that helped. Like, people weren't really expecting it. Or they were looking at, right, we've got Isak. That's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Understand? So my guy's like, yeah, all right. He's probably in his mind thinking, well, I'm going to show you lot what I've got.
Yeah, he's almost like the fall guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we signed Ekatike, everything all good. Well, hold on a minute. What do you mean you're signing him? He was going to Newcastle for you guys to get Isak. And then you've gone and got Isak. It's like, well, what are you guys doing to Ekatike? How must he feel? Well, we're seeing how he feels. We're seeing how he feels. He's delivering.
It's levels, man.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe must have been sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Artie, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because, you know, like when Ekatike ended up coming off before the full time against Newcastle, and he was walking, you know, on the outside of the pitch, and I don't know whether it was the Newcastle fans may have been saying something unsavory to him, and he was able to indicate what the score was. I'm thinking, how were Liverpool able to, oh goodness, source and coach this player who understood Liverpool and was able to deliver like immediately? You know, I'm being honest, and I'm going to put it out there, right? Football, and I know I've mentioned it. Sometimes I don't even watch the Premiership all the time. I have to watch other football, because sometimes the Premiership can almost seem a bit rigid, a bit default, and a bit predictable. So sometimes I watch other football in other countries, whether it's women's football, under 17s, XYZ, right? But at the moment, there's two players that have almost reinvigorated, whatever that word is, make me fall back in love with football. One is Ekatike and one is Endrick, Real Madrid, gone back to Lyon, but how he's playing at Lyon. And these two players, I'm thinking, you know what? Football is enjoyable, you know. You can almost fall back in love with football. But yeah, Ekatike, I think he's a very special player. And I'm extremely grateful that, we're able to see him bless and play with Liverpool. Thank you, Artie. There's not a weight on his shoulders, but the grace in which he played against Newcastle, because I know we focused on that. I just think that's a blessing, man. I'm just so happy for him.
Should have had a hat trick though.
Shocking miss.
Yeah, I was not I was not impressed with that miss.
And I think what I've probably been most impressed with him with has probably been his finishing. Because when I watched him last season, I would say his finishing was inconsistent. This year, he's just been dead-eye, because it's not like he even gets enough chances.
No, he doesn't.
Like, he gets it goal. Like first big chance he gets is a goal. And I think with my man, what is really great to see, and almost probably feels a bit different to say like a Nunes, is, you know, because it seems like Nunes, you knew, if he had one big chance and he missed it, then his head went. Like, he's going to rush the second one, rush the third one. But if Hugo, it's like he's just got complete, like he's just calm, innit? Like, if I'm through an own goal, I'm going to score. If I don't score, I'm going to score the next one. It's just complete belief in his ability. It's great to watch it. It's like he just feels no pressure. It's nuts.
And I say a big good evening goes out to
Yeah.
Mark Foster. Nice of you to join us. Do remember, people, hit that like, that share, and that subscribe. Telling you, it's all about Liverpool versus Newcastle and a great comeback and giving them a great beating, man. And that's really setting us up for what we've got coming this weekend. Because I tell you, that's going to be very interesting. I've been getting some funny comments about do us a favor and beat City. Then I've been getting some other comments of let City win so they can hopefully try and catch Arsenal. I tell you, it's been up and down. It's been all over the place, mate. You get me? How's it tasting, really? Don't try and mask it, bro. You like that you in school. You know what I mean?
No one.
Don't try and mask it, bro. Terrible. How's it coming on?
To be fair, it's not even that. This is just. I shouldn't be eating so late. It's a little refresher.
Okay.
But,
okay. I thought you was doing the taste test.
No, it's softening up. It's softening up.
What? Oh,
Got about another hour to go.
Okay. Mark says, I think Hugo needs a little more pace. Torres part 2. Boy, he the man.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. I think
I know you don't know what I'm going to say about pace, innit? You know what I say already.
I think
Pace
in terms of that,
pace is just an advantage. If you can read the game, you don't need pace.
But even in terms of that, Artie and Mark, I welcome your comment. I think in terms of Ekitike, regardless of whether it's on the left or the right, he's been able to impose himself, whether it's on the floor, whether it's been eerily, regardless of whether the opposition have played a 3 at the back, whether they played a flat back 4 or a flat back 5, he's been able to impose himself. I think Ekitike is displaying attributes that I clearly did not know he actually possessed. So we'll even give an example. On that second goal the first goal was really nice anyway, but for the second goal, he almost said to the 2 Newcastle defenders that were coming towards him, I welcome you to approach me, but the outcome is going to be in Liverpool's benefit. So even in which the way that he actually scored that goal, it's like, brother, you're kind of showing off a little bit here. Because even if you think of it, that was actually from Newcastle's corner, right? Quick ball back in from the ball boy, away, amazing vision from Ali, brilliant distribution from the back. But I'm just talking about in my opinion, I did not see there being a positive outcome from Liverpool when Ekitike picked up that ball. So, and that's what I was saying originally about his skill set. Brought on two defenders and still dispatched it. It's like I'm saying, bro, I actually feel quite grateful for a player. I'm not sure. Is he 22? I think he's 22, 23.
Right, 22,
I think, 22.
22, 23. But for him to actually have that football IQ at such a young age, I still think it works in our favor. But yeah, the way that he dispatched that second goal, yeah, listen, Ekitike, I appreciate you, man, because it was very, very, very good.
100%.
Imagine in 2 or 3 years' time. He stays fit, no injuries.
It's going to be frightening, man. It's going to be frightening.
He's still learning the game, isn't he?
Of course he is. Okay, I don't know if you've really talked about this, but please type in YouTube Jacket long pass. Wow, we found another Trent. This boy is going to be special.
Yeah, not everybody thinks about that. We've had these former footballers that are slowly placing shade on players that Liverpool have been whatever that word is that we're actually going to purchase. I'm being honest. I know very little about this gentleman that we've purchased from Rennes coming in as a centre back. The bigger picture is, I don't think it's a case of us needing one centre back. I think we need plural, as in two. I hope that we make this acquisition. I hope, firstly, that he's in good health. We don't have any injuries, and we're able to see his skill set benefit us as a football club. So I'm just saying, look, we'll see. Liverpool, I think, was quite interesting, right? On the last show, I know I spoke too much. We were speaking about we weren't able. Vinny's laughing. We weren't able to actually purchase Gay, right? And we're thinking about who's next. The fact that we've missed out on that target, and then we've already got another target that's going to come at the end of the season, I actually feel blessed with that. I hope it's not one, but it's two.
Well, we've already got two, because we've got the young man, Leone, isn't it? Leone?
Yeah.
So I know he's injured, but they've already built. This is the thing about this whole. Even I know a couple of weeks ago we were vexed with the guys and was questioning everything at that moment because we weren't getting any sort of great results, and it was draw after draw and so forth. But again, I don't want to delve too much deep into it. But if you watch the Round Table YouTube program, you are clearly seeing that these aren't any mugs in terms of how their decision making and their thinking going. How that transfers onto the pitch is another story. Yeah. But how they're planning their things out, they've got their lineup. They've got their, okay, if we don't get him, we'll go get him. So for example, Gay, we're like, yeah, Gay's coming in. He hasn't come in. All right. They've not lost no sleep over it. In the same window, this man's coming in the summer. Signed up, done. No one, and again, it's that same thing like when Klopp was there. No one's talking about this guy. There's been no rumours. There's just bang, deal done, in.
Yeah, it's true. There was no rumours or nothing about this guy.
Yeah, only Chelsea and Bayern Munich, right?
Gay. Only reason why I really wanted Gay to come to Liverpool was, one, because he knows the Prem, and two, because he helps our English quota.
Yes.
Well, those were the reasons why.
And he looks like a good leader.
I rate him as a good player, but
yeah,
they obviously must know what they're doing. So,
and you know the latter thing RTU was saying. In addition to that, I think even if we were unable to have got Gay on the free, did Man City pay £20 million for Gay?
Yeah.
So even if we think it, and I'm only saying this in football terms, right? In football terms, 20 mil. That's a cup of tea. That's chamomile tea in terms of finance for football. So, like you were saying, a leader, Premiership skill set, a leader, all of these other attributes plus 20 mil. I still believe that would have been an amazing acquisition for us. I think it didn't materialize for whatever position. And like Vinny said, we've looked elsewhere. And what I'm comforted with is it's not just about looking at one potential purchase. We have to look at 2, 3, and 4. And hopefully those 2, 3, and 4 will still be in good as whatever that first one would be. So, yeah, I said I don't know much, in all honesty, about the player that we're going to purchase from Rennes, but I'm confident that he's been able to complement the way that we want to play.
So Mark says, I think we need somebody else and Jacket plus a ready-made Premier League centre-back. That ain't going to be a project, but Leone and Jacket are two of the best for their age right now. It still needs, we need somebody proven with a bit more experience to go alongside them and guide them through. But the plan, it looks like, is for Virgil to stay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Guide them through, yeah, and him to be the one to guide them through.
Yeah.
Which is a bad look.
Yeah, and Slot said as much today, I think, in his press conference or the day before. He said that VVD's got a 1.5 year contract, and essentially he said he's going to see out that contract. You know,
Oh,
they said we're not stupid in the fact that he's not going to be here for another 10 years. We appreciate what he's done, but we are building for the future.
yeah.
So yeah.
So on that note, so I know a lot of people have been talking about that the team that we have now and whatever, but what we're getting the information in now is that they are planning for the next 2-3 years ahead is when they're looking to be a force, not right now.
Yeah.
I get it, but do you think that's a bit of a dangerous game to play when you could then miss out like this season on Champions League and things like that?
Yeah. Yes, it is a dangerous game to play, but because you just don't know how the other teams are performing. You don't know what the other teams are planning, or you might do, to be fair. You might have a fair idea. But you're relying on you're relying on a human mindset in terms of the players being able to constantly deliver at a certain level to keep them challenging. You're also factoring in, you would think, like, if you stay injury free and so forth. So it is a dangerous game. But if we look at from 2017, 2015, since Klopp's come in, and where we are now, they've very rarely got it wrong. The whole structure, they've very rarely got it wrong. They looked at, so I don't want to go off on a tangent, but even when we look at the stadium, people want, we need a bigger stadium, but people don't want to move. So they've managed to increase the capacity of the stadium while staying in that location, which, as we all know, if we've been up there, it's a tight location in terms of how you can expand. Yeah. Other clubs have had to move. They're now the number one, most profitable club in the league. Yeah. So they just do stuff really, really well. They don't get a lot of stuff wrong. So I think we just have to trust faith in them.
Oh, all right. So we've got a good point here we're going to bring up, gentlemen. Mark, I see your question. I see your point. I'm going to come back to that. Don't worry. I'm going to come back to that. So, welcome to the show. DBRS9. All right. Is this what fraudulent Ronaldo? Welcome to the show. But he says, do you not just think that the round table was just a clever PR stunt from the club? It was all made to show that the club are backing Slot no matter what the fans say.
Brilliant.
Now, I told my hands because I haven't seen this round table
seen it
yet.
I've seen it.
I'm going to watch it.
Big up.
But I'll let you lot speak on that because like I said, I haven't seen it. So
excellent. So now I was just going to say, I feel I can see why fans might say that, but I think you've just got to go back to the facts here, and the facts are this: FSG have heralded a brand new restructure of the club post Klopp. They brought back Edwards, which would have been seen as a little bit controversial because there was rumours that Edwards and Klopp had fallen out. I think Ward came back as well in some capacity with FSG. Hughes' first appointment, the beginning of his legacy, got thinking that he was at Bournemouth, right? Come to Liverpool. This is his chance. Like, he gets Liverpool, right? He is cemented now as one of the leading sporting directors in world football. This is as good as it gets. He has entrusted Arne Slot to be the first person that he wants to appoint to develop his career and to build the club. Like, people can't look past the fact that they could have appointed multiple managers and they appointed Slot, who wins this league in his first season with a squad that neither the fans nor the sporting directors nor the owners thought was good enough to win the league. You have no reason to now be putting out PR because the man's already showed you a body of work that says that he was the right appointment. Does that mean this season has been the right appointment? We can discuss that. I know multiple fans feel it's time for him to go. I get that as well. But I just feel like, Slot didn't win the job in a raffle, innit? And he's done something that nobody thought was going to take place. Because I tell you what, innit? No ownership who spends £450 million one season, the year before, doesn't spend anything and thinks that that squad's going to win the league. Doesn't make any sense. Because if you think that squad was good enough to win the league, you don't then invest £450 million in it. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
No, and they touch on that. They touch on that in the interview, and also, sorry, Stoney, I didn't mean to jump in. I'm just going to add this little part, just on the basis about the fact that Richard Hughes said that he's been through the signings he made as sporting director at Bournemouth. They brought in players from Feyenoord, and he was like, these players are coming through, and he's like, well, I know the talent of the players, but they've been coached to level. So I'm actually now interested in who's the guy who's bringing these players through.
Yeah.
And that's why he went, and that's why they went and got him as well. So there is, it doesn't mean to say that they don't already have a backup plan should things don't work. They clearly will, and they clearly do, because we've seen how they operate. But for the moment, they're like, we are going to give this guy a chance. We are experiencing a very unique season. So it's almost, I'm not saying they've written off this season, but it's like, do what we can, but next year we go again. And it may even be next year. It might be in 2 years we go again. But you've just got to keep us challenging for the next 2 years, because we might only make one signing in the summer this year coming up, see how the team performs, and then they might make, 2 more signings. But they've got a plan. I don't think it's just a PR stunt. I think they've got a plan. It's just how it may not be playing out how we want to see that plan playing out, because we want immediate gratification. Sorry, Stan.
No, and you know, Vinny, I love that. I absolutely love that to a hilt. So we know in terms of teams that have been consistent this season, I think it's very clear that it's been Arsenal. I think for me, we've clearly seen that regardless of what happens with Man City at the beginning of this season, the second half of the season, they're always strong. I think Emery has done an amazing performance once again at Aston Villa. He did it last season and he's done this season again. We're playing against Chelsea, who've got like mad Saudi money, and Man United, who's been reinvigorated under the new Inter manager. But all those things aside, Vinny, I completely agree with what you said, and I've actually seen the interview on YouTube on a roundtable. I would encourage everybody to watch it after our show, by the way. I think it is quite insightful as well, and similar to what you were saying as well, Vinny. The way that they're speaking is not necessarily about this season. It's about next season, the season after, and the season after that. All right. So I'm only giving an example. I know they didn't actually touch on it. We may touch on it slightly on this show or next show or a show after. What's happened with Harvey Elliott, with him moving over to Aston Villa, all right? That's another thing we'll actually come to. But in terms of what you were mentioning as well, Vinny, we've got certain targets, right? If for whatever reason we're unable to get those initial targets to our club, we've got second, third, and fourth. And those second, third, and fourth are just as good as the first target as well. And we're probably going to see that. Like what you were saying, it may not bear fruit straight away. We're thinking that, boy, we should have got Gay, and everybody that supported Liverpool is vexed. But, bro, have the conversation with us at the end of the season, because we're still in a conversation. Arsenal are flying nation to win the league, and I know Villa and Man United are there, but we're not too far behind Chelsea and Man United. So we may not win the league, but we'll still be in a position to qualify for the Champions League. So I still think it's been a good season anyway, and I trust in, similar to what Doctor was saying, this is a new team that's in place with Jurgen Klopp moving on, and we just have to trust them knowing what we need to do long term for our club.
And sorry, just quickly coming again. If I take my anti-Arsenal hat off, right, because we've liked to have a go at their lack of winning this league over the last 3 or 4 years, but you could spin it the other way, that they are continually been building over the last 3 or 4 years to be in the position that they are now, which is
100.
the scary thought is they're actually they're like how we were in 2022. They're on target for 4 trophies.
Yes. Oh, yes. You best believe.
And this league, and I think the way European football is and our league is, there's not a lot of consistent goal teams performing to give them enough of a problem, if that makes sense.
This is the worrying thing.
Yeah.
This is the worrying thing. There's no big team out there right now that you can say, yeah. I need Arsenal to play this team, because right now I believe that they can beat anyone that they play.
And the Scottish and rightly so, like you guys were saying, this squad is strong, big, you know.
Yeah, the squad's strong, and I think this is the point.
It's almost as if they in each position they have an additional player with the skill set to say if somebody's out, they're okay. And I'm only giving one example, right? We know that on the right forward offensive position, Saka's been done in the dance for years. But the way that Makelele, whatever the gentleman's name is, Breda did all right that last game, you know. So, and for me, there was no drop off, and I was saying to myself, okay, that Lego head is kind of done their thing there. There was no drop off. So you're right. Maybe they've done the right thing. I think, and I'm going to be honest, I'm quite bad mind, right? I'm probably, because of my dislike towards Arsenal fans, I think I'm unappreciating what Arsenal are doing in terms of their squad and what they're building. I dislike Arsenal fans. I work closely to the Emirates Stadium, and I have a dislike for that. So maybe I'm unappreciating what they're actually doing, because I don't know, mate. Yeah, I just probably haven't read the memo personally.
They've just been consistent. Right. Yeah, they've just been consistent. They have been building, and they've continued building over a prolonged period of time. So this squad that they've got now, they spent easily, I don't know, more than £1 billion on the squad. I imagine every player that's in the squad has been signed by the manager. There's no net spend at Arsenal because they don't sell anything. They literally have just been adding and adding and adding and adding and adding. So yeah, it makes sense. Like, I'm sure our net spend was lower than their net spend, right? And we had this crazy outlay last season, which everyone thinks was amazing, which clearly it was. And I'm pretty sure Arsenal's record sale is still Oxlade-Chamberlain. They sold to us on the Jurgen Klopp for like 35 million. So Arsenal don't sell players. They've just been collecting and building and building and building. And yeah, it's just about consistency. And no one can tell me that Arteta is some kind of super manager, but I just think when you're patient and you just stick with an actual program, then yeah, good things can come, man.
That's a good point. You know, I didn't even remember that. That's one of their biggest sell, their biggest transfer.
That's their biggest, bro. If you look at Arsenal's record, just think, you know what it is? Because there was that era under Wenger where he was flipping players and they was signing players for cheap and then selling them for big. So we've got this idea that Arsenal sell well, but that was the Wenger era, and that stopped years ago. In recent years, bro, like as I said, Ox is their biggest sell.
Very interesting. Mark seems to agree and says he thinks the round table was to soften fans up for no signing for this season. Going back to, if Arsenal lose Rice or Saliba or Gabriel to injuries, I believe they will drop off. But they've already had Gabriel out this season already. He was out for a few games already this season. And they got, don't forget, they got Mosquera. He comes in and does a job. And they got another guy in the midfield as well who can come in. I can't remember his name now. In their squad.
From
midfield.
From Brentford.
Yeah.
Norgard. Good player.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they've got this. They've got players, man. They've got players.
Good squad. It's a very good squad.
It's true. But also, Mark, even if you think of it, right, in terms of, and I'm only giving as an example what you mentioned about Rice, Saliba, or Gabriel and a drop off. If Liverpool were to have injuries to Van Dijk or Ryan, we're done, you know. That's just as my opinion. If we have an injury to those two players, we are done. So thank you. Right. So I'm saying it's almost a credit to Arsenal that they may have thought about, forward thinking in terms of whether they have any injuries and whether any players can step in and they don't actually drop off. So, as much as we have to be mindful of anything that happened to Arsenal, if we have to look after our own place, make any of those injuries happen there at Liverpool, we're done. We're not even in the conversation. It's done.
Mark says, I still think that Konate still signs, giving us Leone, BVD, Konate, and Jacquet. I think Gomez will go because Leone can play right and left side of centre backs. But he can also play at right back. I don't know if I still see Konate signing, man.
I think Konate will sign.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, same.
I'm hopeful.
Same. And personally, I'd keep Gomez as well.
I would.
Especially with the injury to Bradley, they're talking about 2027.
Yeah, so that's another thing I was going to mention as well about poor Conor Bradley. They're saying if there's any chance he can come back late 2026 or it's going to be 2027.
Come on, man.
For Conor
so
Bradley.
That means he's right back.
Well, you know what? RT and Doctor, you man chest is broad. You man have been going like big man gym. Let me tell you something. Real Madrid at the end of the season are going to be losing Rudiger and Alaba on free, right? So they're going to come in for Konate and get him on a free, yeah? Konate, I believe, is probably going to be one of the main targets in terms of acquiring a player on a free. And also, Gomez, his body is like fresh baked hardo bread. He's not going to be there. You cannot depend on Gomez, brother. I don't know what you guys are seeing. He's not the skill set.
Nah.
When did how long has my guy been there? Like, honestly, Doctor, how long has he been there?
Yeah,
he performs in short bursts. He's not the way forward.
I agree.
I mean, we would never ever have envisaged the injury, what's happened to Conor Bradley, right? For whatever reason.
But look how much times he's been injured.
Thank you. So I'm saying for even Conor Bradley, he's had a lot of injuries. Ramsey's had a lot of injuries. And I'm saying even at the moment, we're having to play an amazing player in Dom at right back. Breda's not getting shook, by the way, right? But he's not a right back. It just shows that his skill set is so high, he can play anywhere. We have an issue at right back. And for me, if we are now thinking that because Gomez has been at our club for a certain period of time and he can just slot in, moving forward, he is not the answer. For me, that is like us thinking that we can get Tsimikas back and he's the answer at left back. That don't tick no boxes for me. It doesn't tick any boxes.
I hear you. I think if Gomez, I was more looking at it as a case of assuming we're going to still be playing the back four. And I know so many fans want us to play a back three, which I don't quite understand. But assuming like we're going to play a back four, as Mark said, if we're going to basically have VVD, Konate, Xhaka, and they're rotating for like the two starting spots. So then you got Leone then backing him up. So then that's your four. Then a combination of Frimpong, Dom, and Gomez, if it was felt that they would rather, say, sort out parts of the midfield or sort out like the wings, I'd be content with that than having Gomez, somebody who can back up right back with Frimpong and Szoboszlai, if it meant that they were going to do like other things. Yeah, in an ideal world, listen, I proper like Gertruda. I think that kind of profile would have been perfect for our squad. And yeah, I would have gone for someone like that. But I guess, yeah, depending on what they choose to do, yeah, like if they fix centre mid and get a top six, sort out the wings, bring in Xhaka, I'd be content with that.
Okay.
So honestly, Arne Slot's going to turn us into a Barcelona 2.1 when Barcelona was trying to get big Dutch players there. So, and I'm not saying that Dutch players aren't good, but are we then going to rely on another Dutch player that's going to come in from Feyenoord, which is currently on loan at Sunderland, to be able to fix the issue that we have at right back, at centre back? Like, I think sometimes we need to be thinking out of the squad. Sunderland have done very well this season. I'm not too sure whether this defender that we're currently being linked with at the moment from Feyenoord, which is on loan at Sunderland, is going to be an answer. Guess what? And that's the reason why I'm not a manager. I'm not being paid what Slot's being paid. I just don't think he's not. I just don't think that he's going to be in. I don't know, Doctor. I tell you what the issue I'm having, right? Any defensive players that we're going to purchase, I want them to be starters. I don't want them to be part of the squad. And I don't think this player that we're currently being linked with, in addition to the young player from Rennes, I don't think this player that we're being linked with is a starter. I'm uncomfortable with that.
Do you know what it is? There are better players than Gertrude, 100. And yeah, the fact that he went to Leipzig, didn't really smash it there. And then Sunderland, he's not always playing there. But I'm all looking at it from the viewpoint of what our squad's lacking. And I think sometimes there's just clever buys who they might not be able to, like Kirkes and Frimpong, for example, are a different level of talent and quality of player to Gertrude. In terms of just talent and quality, base football and ability, they're clearly better than him. However, Gertrude in our team, because of his skill set, would make us infinitely better. Because one, he's a unit. So our issues with set pieces are going to improve. He's tactically good. He's not going to go ahead of the ball. He's going to be behind the ball. He can move into midfield. He can stay in the back three. He's good off the ball. His decision making is good. So Marcy might not have Frimpong's ability to dribble 3 and 4 players and do that, but we've seen all season we don't have the team to allow our fullbacks to run forward and not be exposed all game. We needed somebody to be a bit more defensive. Like we spoke speaking about Kirkes. No point signing Kirkes, who basically wants to play like a Roberto Carlos, and making him play defensive. If you wanted to play defensive, sign someone like Gertrude who's good at doing that one thing. So I just feel like, like the Milners and the Hendersons, these guys aren't the most talented footballers in the world, but if you need just players to be functional, to give your better players a platform to go and do their thing, like we don't need our right back to be a world-class footballer, because that's why we signed Florian Wirtz to be our world-class creativity. We just need these players to be able to get our good players the ball with support. Like, we need soldiers. We've got way too many cheap, not enough Indians. Hence why someone like my man, who's a solid, for me, I would have taken it.
Well said, Doctor. 100%. 100%.
Too many Darwins, not enough KCs, isn't it?
There you go.
Big shouts goes out to you, brother O. Sampson. Big shouts goes out to my brother Amit. Nice of you to join us, sir. And it's true. Mark makes a good point as well. It's true, because I even saw this and I'm wondering what's going on here. Dumfries, why was we looking at him, man? Man's not playing football since November and he's not back till the end of February.
But were we? That was put out there, but were we actually looking at him?
Well,
I reckon so. We probably made
I don't even want to be linked with them kind of man there no more. Trust me. But 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, but not now. For me. Not now for me, man. Past the sell by date. Oh, Mark said, Doctor, don't forget, we got Endo at right back as well, yeah? Don't forget.
Wow, that's trolling. That's trolling, though.
You know what? You see pre-Newcastle, right? I was having nightmares of Endo playing right back and Anthony Gordon playing left wing, and that would have been despicable to watch that. And although Endo's a solid player, but yeah, we just basically need a few man who can just handle the physicality and just say to our talented players, like, here you go. Because we've got ballers. We've got ballers in our team. We all just need players who just want to be selfless soldiers and just run off the ball and just say, you man are good. Hence why like a man like Anthony Gordon, who I know I rate him higher than a lot of other fans do, but Anthony Gordon isn't like a Cody Gakpo who thinks he can play football and wants to start taking 5-6 shots. He's just got to say to Wirtz, I'm trying to make runs for you. If you choose to give me the ball, great. If I make a decoy run and that now opens up the space for Hugo or Isak, even better. Like, Wirtz, here's the ball. I'll make runs for you because I accept that you're better than me and my skill set is about running off the ball intensity. And I'll let you play. I just think that's what we need. Everyone wants the ball to feet. Everyone wants to play. And we just don't have the right balance at all.
And it's funny you say that, right? Again, sorry to go back to that interview. Slot made a very, very interesting point where he talks about everyone likes to talk about the strikers, the Firminos, the Salahs, and the Mane, but what they don't talk about with the success of that team is the Milners and the Hendos.
You need
So
kind of man.
the kind of mentality and character you need in those teams to succeed.
You need those kind of players, man.
Yeah,
we've got that, but we've got an upgrade on Hendo and that for me in Szoboszlai with the legs and the energy.
But I think it's this though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this as well. But no, it is. But I feel like Szoboszlai is I just think I won't say all of our players, but I just think off the ball in terms of attacking and defensively, I think our players are poor, innit? Not poor, but I think everyone's best attributes is with the ball at their feet.
Yeah.
Everyone in the team, everyone other than Kirkes and Frimpong. But if you let them run forward, then we're just open at the back. Like Hugo does running behind, but he wants the ball to feet. Isak's a bit of a mixture. Mo at this stage of his career is a ball to feet, man. That's obviously ball to feet. Grav wants it ball to feet. Matt ball to feet. Cody ball to feet. Like, he just wants to run and just be off the ball and this is why I just feel
you stretch the play when you do that.
Yeah, and this is why I say like Anthony Gordon, I can see him blatantly being very good for our team. Yes, he himself is not a brilliant footballer, but just his skill set is complementary to a lot of our forwards.
Mark says that he thinks that the thing is that when Kirkes does run forward, though, Gakpo ignores him.
I think if you bring Anthony Gordon in, you got to bring Scrappy Doo and Scooby Doo as well, mate.
That's a Scrappy Doo and Scooby Doo, you know.
Nah, listen.
But he, you know what I mean, and because he looks like Shaggy, man, I can't help it.
Look, I'm not saying Anthony Gordon would be my selection, but someone like
that. On the eye, isn't he? He ain't easy on the eye. Pause. In terms of
he's not.
Neither was Peter Beardsley.
Yeah, but Peter Beardsley was different class and
different
levels, man.
Okay.
But I just think we've just got too many ballers. I think if I look at our squad from midfield attack to defense, and I compare the amount of so-called ballers you might put in our squad, I think we've probably got more than most other teams. And I probably would include Man City in that as well. We just got better ball players. Max a ball player. Jones is a ball player. Grav's a ball player. Like that's just our midfield. Who I missed out?
We need we need a bit more legs in there, man. Some more runners.
Yeah, we need a bit of more on the crunch, man, and just pace and run and be defensive and just balance it a little bit, man.
No, I hear you. So, gentlemen, we've got what it was.
City.
Man City. Big game, man. Big game coming up. Where is that? Is it at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at home on Sunday.
Okay. So everybody else apart from Stoney, because Stoney just never just never gets it right. Trust me.
I'm taking my £20 back from you, RT, man.
I was going to ask you if you want to bet again, but trust me. How do you know? Honestly, gentlemen, how do you see this game going? What's the outcome going to be on this game?
3-1 Liverpool.
What? Yeah, actually, hold on. You know, this week I'm gonna write these down so we can see next week. All right. So, doctor says 3-1 Liverpool. Okay. So, Stoney
2-0 Liverpool.
Ross 2-0. VW
I know I usually say I take a 1-0, but I think 2-1.
2-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody sees us winning the game.
This Semenyo
well,
guy worries me, bruv. I ain't gonna lie. He worries me.
Who?
Semenyo.
Semenyo.
This is mate. He's gonna be a problem.
He is. Yeah, he is. You know, this guy as well. I can't believe, man, that we had a chance for like I think it was 25 million. Turkey. I feel sick
He's
to my
on
stomach.
bits. The way he played against Newcastle, and this
Did you
this
see the
is
bit of
similar.
skill that he did in the middle of the park when he dupped the two man?
When we opened this show, Doctor was speaking about.
You know what it reminded me of? You know, like when they got that guy, he's the best in the school, and he just disrespects man.
Yeah.
Brother, listen, this guy. And you know what I like with these guys is it's just natural. It just comes natural. He was being hounded down by I think it was Tanani and somebody else. Both of them around him. And he popped one way, they went the other way, then popped one the other way, and just left them for dead, bro. I was just like, this guy.
Yeah.
25 mil.
I think one of those things, like you were saying as well, Doctor, I know at the beginning of this show, Doctor was mentioning as well. Certain players have skill sets which allow you to remain in love with football and watch football. And I'm just saying it. That brother is one of them. Similar to what you were saying as well, RT. It's like he wasn't being disrespectful. I don't think he was being flamboyant. This is his skill set. So what Jerky did against Newcastle, for me, I love, because these things are a talent. I believe they are natural talent, and these things cannot be coached. So yeah, it was actually quite breathtaking to watch. For me personally, I don't like players being injured or stuff like that, but I hope he has some off-managed water and he can't play against us personally. So yes, so there's whole bench, because he's a very good player.
Mark is saying 3-2 to Liverpool. Wirtz, Hugo, Salah, VVD got Haaland in his pocket again.
It should be a good game.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, they just off the back of a good win. They gave Newcastle a bit of a slapping.
Right. And I think the result, unfortunately, if the result doesn't go our way, then the slot naysayers are back in effect.
Yeah.
That and the emotion and
fans are fickle.
Out there. Yeah.
If he wins, bro, he's going to be one of the best things since sliced bread.
Or if we draw again, you see, it's funny you say that, Artie. Very quickly, I think even if Liverpool were to win, they're not winning because of Slot. I think the fan base, a lot of the fan base, are thinking they've won in spite of him.
Agreed. Yeah,
it's that sort of thing where now it's. I think it's got to a point now, but where they win again, it's like, man.
Yeah,
I mean, staying.
Yeah. Vinny's right. I think where fans have just emotionally committed to Slot being out now, nothing that he can do is going to change that, because then fans gonna have to say I was wrong in it, and no one wants to be wrong in it. So yeah, we could win our next 4 or 5 games, but it'd be but look at the start of the season. Yeah, but look how we managed. I just think.
Yeah, even winning the Champions League
100
wouldn't do nothing. I think now he's in a space now.
I don't know about that, mate. What, you win the league in your first season and the Champions League in your second season?
But I think there's a fan base, a core of the fan base who they just ain't, for want of a better word, they ain't feeding him. They ain't feeding him.
You go to some of the groups that you're in, and you say to the fans who are Slot out, if Slot wins the Champions League, do you still want Slot out? They're saying yes.
They'll be
100.
Yeah. And Doctor, I think I've been added to a couple of those groups as well.
They can't be real fans then, because for me, if you've won the league in your first season, all right, no matter what people said, but then see your second season, you're not performing as well, and then you still go on to win the Champions League. Come on. You have to give the brother a bit of breathing room.
Brother, I just think fans will commit to the idea that he's done. Like anything that happens now is slot out. Any comments that he makes, positive, negative, funny, not funny, it's a slot out.
He does make some weird talks, bruv. Seriously, I'm a bit suspect about that. Like, come on, man. It's the trying to play above.
It's the Dutchiness. It's the Dutchiness in him, man.
I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, just shut up.
But you know what it's like? It's like, let's say you're walking down the street with your girlfriend, and something else catches your eye. That's what Liverpool fans are like that now. They're like, they're just there. Who's next, mate? They're not. They're like, I'm with you, but I'm like, nah, man. My eyes are open wide, looking.
But
you know what? Like I say, the grass is not always greener, man. It's not just players; it also goes for managers too.
Yeah. Xavi Alonso. That's just where it's at. Like,
all right, here we got one there. We got one here now. Brother O. So I still don't rate Slot. He's got a long way to go to get me back on side.
Told you, mate.
See, and it's true. If we lose this game, it says Mark Foster. We could be looking at 8th or 9th place by Monday.
It's one of those things here, right? As I mentioned before, do I want us to beat City? Yes. But do I also want City to catch Arsenal to make sure Arsenal do not win the league? Yeah.
This is what I was saying.
I'm conflicted. It's such a horrible and conflicted feeling. It's mad.
This is what I was saying earlier.
1,000%.
Group saying, "Come on, do me a favor and beat them," and then I've got next people saying, "No, I beg you not lose to them so that Man City can catch Arsenal." You know what I mean?
Arsenal got Sunderland at home, so Sunderland did have the physicality to match Arsenal. So Arsenal could drop points this weekend still.
If it's Sunderland, they got are not Fulham.
Sunderland,
they're at home.
Okay.
I didn't see them going beating Leeds 4-0 though away. That just did. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I wasn't surprised by that at all.
Yeah, like I watched the first 20 minutes of that game.
I wasn't surprised.
And it was mad close. And basically, Arsenal got a set piece. And then Leeds fell apart.
There's nothing they're going to maintain. All it is with Leeds is that they're not going to go down. I think people got a bit overexcited with them performing well for a little spell and getting a few results. They're all them teams are always going to have that little patch. And especially, I think Daniel Farker's a decent manager. He's got a decent squad there together. You know what I mean? And obviously, Calvert-Lewin, who's done well in the Prem before, but just suffered with injuries, hit a little rich rain of form, bang some goals for them. It was always going to come to an end. You know what I mean?
Agree. Still,
always going to come to an end, man. For me. So yeah, I wasn't surprised by that result at all. Not at all. All right. So in other little bits of news, so talking about that game on Saturday, the talk is that Gomez will train on Saturday and will be on the bench. So he'll be on the bench to add for us. So a little bit of defensive cover. And also that Liverpool will be paying Chelsea 6.8 million for Rio and Gamora.
Great piece of business, boy. Great piece of business.
Yeah.
Great piece of business.
So yeah, not bad at all. I say, you know what? If he carries on in that trajectory, he'll pay that back tenfold with ease for me.
Hey, because I missed the Man City game just this week. I saw a couple of the highlights, but I didn't watch the game. Is Doku fit?
I'm not sure. No, he's not fit.
Okay.
Because he was on a mission last time.
Brother?
He was on a mission last time.
Brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doku was doing, it was naughty. Because assuming that Dom has to play, because Dom was going to be right back again, right?
That's
probably.
So it'll be similar team to what we played against Newcastle.
So we're looking at Allison, Dom, Konate, VVD, and what, Kirkes?
Debate, yeah.
Right.
I think so.
So
Curtis, Mac, Grav in the middle.
and I think it's either gonna be, I reckon, Curtis or Cody starting, and then either Verts will either play 10 if Cody's left, or Verts will play left with Curtis back in the center. I think he'll play maybe Mac as a 10, maybe, and then Curtis and Grav together, or we might even put Curtis as a 10. But I think that would basically be the team, and then obviously Hugo up front.
Yeah.
Because
I'd love. You know what I really love as well? I would love for Hugo to dam me up Gahey and score. That was sweet.
Yeah,
That one,
come on, it's there. It's in his locker. Because you know, I proper like Gahey, but
No, I do.
if I'm being honest, I think Konate is better than him. I blatantly do. I blatantly do. I just think
Not with the
Konate.
ball at his feet.
No, that
Not
part of
with
the
the
game, Gahey is blatantly better. And I just think Gahey's just had a better season. Obviously, Konate's had a bad season for obvious reasons, but I think Konate's ceiling is higher than Gahey's, in my opinion. Just out of his physical kind of attributes.
But was Gahey coming in because Konate is going? That's the reality, isn't it?
It's not clear if it's going to be depth or not. It wasn't clear in it.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you, Vinny, on that. I think Gay was coming in because Konate was moving on it, and it's a weird thing, right? This is me, by the way. When people speak about Konate and they say he's a young defender, and you're like, bro, he's 26. You're not a youth. You're meant to be hitting your prime at 26 to 27. So when people are saying he's a young defender, he's developing. No, let's move that aside. You're meant to be in your prime right now. You see this next contract? That's the killer contract. You're not meant to be making all these mistakes. You're meant to be like the man. So I'm still unsure what's going to happen with Konate. Would I like for him to remain at Liverpool and be part of us moving forward? The answer is yes. Do I see it? I'm still unsure. But Konate is not a youth. The way they're talking about him sometimes, like he's 21, 22, he's not. He's a big man. Don't do that, man.
But in terms of defenders, though, Izzy, because defenders now, they can go on past 30, isn't it, and still play at a relatively high level. So could we say that now a defender's peak is 28, 29? Do you get what I mean? As opposed to 26? Because a lot of defenders now playing till 32, playing at top level, 32, 33 on.
100%. But Vinny, and this is something that I'm thinking in my own head, right? We've now got a player who's going to be 26, whose contract is going to expire with us in June. Do we sign him now at 26 and give him a 3 or 4 year contract, knowing that he's going to hit his prime at the early stages of the 30s and still be beneficial to us? I literally do not know what the answer to that question for myself is. I don't know.
Sign him, man.
He's 27 in May.
If you can get him, sign him up, man. He's already part of the establishment. He doesn't have to get used to nothing. Sign him up.
Good for the dressing room. He's a good player. And I would say prior to this season, I don't think he's been an inconsistent player at all, in my opinion. Obviously, each player has ups and downs. Obviously, he's not Virgil, but I'd say the biggest issue that I think Konate had was his fitness record.
It was injuries. Yeah, that's right. It was injuries. That's what we used to talk about before.
Yeah, and I think like the last 2 seasons, he's put that to bed a little bit. So, yeah, I just think his form this year hasn't been reflective of his play for the club at all. And look, maybe I'm feeling a bit Team Konate, but if I just compare some of the players, okay, let's say we were to compare Konate and Gabriel. I mean, say him and Saliba, because they both play the same right side, right? They've been over the last 4 to 5 years in completely different teams, in completely different systems. Konate hasn't had a elite defensive number 6 since the year that we reached the Champions League final, which was what, 2022. So that's 4 seasons. Grav did well last season, but he wasn't elite in his defensive work. Fab fell off a cliff. Previous year was McAllister. So not only has Konate not had a elite defensive number 6, he's also had to be big brother to Trent. He's given him hardly any cover at all. Whereas you compare someone like Saliba, he's had centre backs playing right back in Timber and then Ben White in a very defensive team what Arsenal have. So I think sometimes we've got to look at what we expect our defenders to do and the roles they've got, like, and see that in context. Because I just think, these other players that we're talking about play in vastly different systems and teams. Gay plays in a back three, where he's got 2 other centre backs alongside him. Obviously plays left side. Palace don't play with a high line. Not saying that Gay, he can't do that, but I just think it's difficult to be a centre back in Liverpool system, in my opinion. It's not easy at all.
No, you're right. You're right. Make some good points there. So as I was saying, to Villiers, another one of them slot ones. Truthfully, I'm still not confident 100% on slot. We win a game, and the next game he changes the tactics again. I don't like that every game.
But and I can almost be provocative once again, right? We've only lost 1 game in how long? I think the thing that Slot's clearly done is he's looked at the transition from the 4-2-3-1 and he's attempted to play the 4-2-2-2. So maybe he's recognized with whatever players has been available, he's been able to make the adjustment and we're still getting results. Don't get me wrong. We would all like to get 3 points, but sometimes we've got the draw and we're still in the conversation in certain cups. So it's, I don't know. As I said, at the moment, I'm not one of these people who are saying slot out. I'm saying he still needs time. That's just my opinion. But he's showing versatility in saying he needs to make certain adjustments. And I just want to see that, whether he's able to have that skill set.
And hindsight again is a wonderful thing, right? When we went on that trot of losing games, it was all going mad, right? What did he then start to do? He started to coach the team into building resilience, isn't it? So we're pulling out draws, but what's the most important thing they say now after you go on the streak of losing games? Don't get beat, innit? And yeah, we didn't win games, but he started to ensure that we didn't get beaten.
Yeah, and Bournemouth was weird, man. It was just a weird game, the Bournemouth game. It was just weird. It was just weird, man.
Mark says that you can only play in past 32 as a centre back if you can read the game like VVD, knowing you don't always need pace to read the striker.
Very good point. Very good point. To be fair, Mark, he's spot on there.
Spot on, mate. Spot on. So, peoples, we are going to bring this one to an end. Thank you very much for being here. And I must say, tell your friends to tell your friends. It's all about Thursday nights Cop Talk right here. One spot. Come along, have your say, man. Get involved in the conversation, man. Let's do this. And we will be back on Thursday to talk about Liverpool, Man City. And hopefully, as according to the lads, Doctor says a 3-1 win. Stoney
Cody Brace. Cody Brace.
CW says 2-1. And Mark Foster, don't think I didn't write down yours as well, you know. Mark says 3-2, Verts, Hugo, and Salah. Yeah, I've got you down as well, mate. Don't worry. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's have a butchers, mate.